Hello, everybody. I hope you are having a super awesome day. You are joining your girl Takela Swain here on Life Enchanted, and I am in the midst of repacking and carrying things out. I know that some of you guys follow me on social media, so you have heard the great news that I am relocating to another state to actually carry out a job performance that I was recently hired for, a position that I was recently hired for. And so while I was away for about a month to actually undergo training and process and all those things. And I just finalized the final stage and I've earned my wings. So I'm now an official flight attendant for an agency. But anyway, I want to sort of talk to you guys about some things that happened along the way that more so zoned in on what I want to talk about today, which is the element of timing. We all know that time is the one thing that we cannot get back once it's gone. And so people often tell you, like, you can waste a lot of things, but let time not be one. Because like money, if you wasted money, you can also, work a little harder, earn a little bit more, and you can replace certain things or accumulate a good sum that you may have wasted on things that you found out wasn't really worth it. But time is something that once it's gone, it's gone. You cannot go into a bank and be like, oh, I want to redeem those last 5 years of my life that I just sort of half did what I was supposed to do or didn't really live up to my full ability and expectations or whatever, what have you. I want to get those years back. So if you can just add that back to me, that would be great. We all know that isn't the case. Recently, I celebrate my 39th birthday. That's right. I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about that as well. And that within itself just speaks to how quickly time moves. Whenever someone asks me like how I feel about getting older, my mind always goes back to when I turned 18 years old. I remember I was at my mother's house at the time and I was on her couch and I was just laying down because my youngest brother and sister had gave me some gifts, and they know that I love like red vines and Twizzlers and things like that. So they had just gave me a gift of those. And so I was laying there on the couch eating one of those, and I was just thinking of like how quickly time has already zoned by, and thinking about my future of like what I wanted to do and aspire to be and all those things like that. And I was just thinking about how much time it would take and just walking through those concepts. And so then as years continue to go by, it's like my mind always goes back to that age of like, just yesterday, I was 18 sitting on the couch thinking about how I wanted things to happen or what I believe will happen in my lifespan. Some did, some did not. Some just went on by me. But all of that accumulated to that of time. And so as I was sharing, as I was away for about a month or so. And a lot of things happened. So, of course, when you get back, you're thrown into like trying to catch up with other things that you were working on that you may not have been able to give so much time and focus to. And back, of course, with your family and friends. So you're trying to catch up on all that you missed along the way. And so as I was doing that, I was talking to someone and they mentioned something to me. And I was like, when did that happen? And they were just like, you probably want to talk to this person or whatever have you. They can give you, more feedback and all that. So I talked to the person and I was just like, hey, I just found out X, Y, and Z, catch me up. And so they talked to me about a couple of things and I was just like, wow. And so she told me that she said, because you were away, I didn't want to give you certain information or for your focus to be divided, because the time frame that you were in was very critical and you had to be really focused on those components. So I wanted to wait until you got back before I actually talked about certain things that were happening around here. And because I didn't want you to zone, on those things, focusing on that and trying to do that when you need to be otherwise consumed with something else. And so I got it. I understood it. But it just made me think about, I'm sorry, something's on my eye. Lord. Some glitter of some sort. It might just have to stay. Let's see. I'm sorry. It might just have to stay. Okay. But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? It was right and significant, because if I was told the information during that time, there it goes. Thank you. If I was told the information during that time, I most likely would have been thinking about that along with all the other hosts of things that we had to learn for the process to move forward. And that could have divided my attention indeed. So when I thought about all of it, I understood it. And so my mind just zoned back in on, again, the concept of time. And so, of course, I always like to pair scriptures with what we're talking about and then to talk about a moral lesson and concept. Of course, we know that in the scripture it talks about there's a time for reaping and a time for harvest. And there's a time for planting. There's a time to pluck up. There's a time for to be born, a time to die, a time for peace, a time for war. And basically just walks through a whole host of things that talk about the significance of time. And so when I read that scripture, my mind sort of reminds me of the year 2020, about how that showed us how significant time is, that we all do not know how much time we actually have here on this earth. Our mindset tells us that, oh, I'm going to live to be whatever age, and we plan accordingly, because I'm a planner by nature. So I like to plan so many years out and have certain things outline of saying, like, this is how I'm going to spend this time and do X, Y, and Z. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know how much time we have. And so because of that factor, we as individuals have to begin to take stock again of what we're using our time for. We do not want to be caught out here using our time to only satisfy someone else's dreams, or to piggyback off of something that someone may have told you that you're good at and that you should pursue, and you're going after it, and only to realize that that's not really your heart desire or your passion. I think 2020, even though it brought a lot of chaos and heartache and pain and suffering, it brought a lot of advancement and development and self-reflection, and enabled us to realize that time waits for no one. And so I think I was reminded of that this past couple of weeks in doing the process that we were doing to get certified and all those things like that, of watching things happen there and then learning of things that happen at home, and me now coming trying to hurry up and get everything back in order, because I have to hurry up and move in a matter of a couple of days to get to my new destination. And it all boils out to the element of time. And so I just wanted to serve as a public service announcement, if you will, that our time is very valuable and significant. And once it's gone, you cannot get it back. So I don't know who you are and what you may be dealing with at the moment, but I want to encourage you not to allow anything or anyone to utilize your time in a way that's not going to be productive, that's not going to give back a residual, that's going to add to your life or to the community that you're in, or give support to God and help others to understand who God is so they can grow and become stronger and better. Whatever it is in your life that's stealing away your time, I want to encourage you to sever those ties today. Get rid of those things that are only there for mere entertainment, or not really adding anything to anyone, just existing. And you wake up or realize, like, oh, I played this game for this many hours and it hasn't really added anything to me. And I'm not trying to take away from entertainment, of course, because we need that to balance out our crazy world sometimes. But you have to evaluate relationships. You have to evaluate positions and authority that you have, things that you're committing to. Just everything in your life really needs to be filtered through the lens again of, is it worth the time that I'm rendering? Because if it's not, then you need to do some evaluation and change those things today, because once that time is gone, you cannot get it back. So take it from a girl that's short on time right now today as I continue to pack and try to get things ready to move on over to my new domicile, if you will. Know that time waits for no one. It's very valuable. Once it's gone, you cannot get it back. And you have to make sure that that in which you're investing in is going to be betterment for you, betterment for your community, for your family, and to even outlive you once you do demise. Because we all know that once you're born, you're on the path towards the death. And not to seem morbid, but knowing that you're going to die someday. And you want to make sure that the time that you spent from that of your birth to the time that you do leave was valuable and purposeful, and was able to change something in this crazy world that we live in sometimes, and make someone better, make you better, make your family better, make things significantly differently in a positive manner that will cause someone to want to excel beyond their own dreams and expectations, because they saw you actually using your time effectively. So that's all I have. I see this world like 9 minutes. I didn't want to do that, but I had to catch up with you guys just to let you know that I am loving y'all. Appreciate you guys viewing my little wonderful videos. And the next time I talk to you, I will be in my new location. So I probably will do some walkthroughs or different things like that of the community. So we'll see. All right. So take care. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great one.